Now, what's interesting about The Last of Us is that I got it at the same time I got Neo, and at first I was playing Neo way more, because Neo was a super fucking long game. It is like 50 hours at least. Um, Whereas Last of Us is kind of 20 hours at most. So, yeah. I was playing a lot of Neo, and as much as I loved the game, I did get burned out. My excitement did not carry me all the way to the end. I obviously do intend to still beat it. But The Last of Us, I was playing, when I first got the two games, I was like, playing a little bit of Neo, a little bit of Last of Us, Neo, Last of Us, and then it was all Neo. Like two tiny sessions of Last of Us, and then it was just Neo fucking Blitz. All the time. And, as I began to burn out with that, once I stopped playing Neo, I blitzed through all of The Last of Us, basically. Um, and, what the fuck can you really say about The Last of Us at this point? It's, you know, as much as I love Japanese games and games that value being mechanically consistent more than being cinematic and whatnot, Last of Us is good. It's fun, and I like it. Uh, yeah. And I played the DLC. DLC was good. Ellie's a big ol' queer, big ol' gay. That's cool. I am not someone who calls all gay people in media SJW pandering. Uh, that's actually something I would say that the Walking Dead franchise, or at least the video games, did pretty well. It's like, hey, look, there's lots of different people of different ethnicities, and it doesn't weird like fucking weird race pandering, and there's all like gay people, and that's cool. There's a black chick with a katana. That's right. Yeah. You ever borrow a game from a friend and then never return it? I'm in a weird situation with The Witcher 3 where last time my friend who I'm borrowing it from said that I could keep it, but I'm not sure if he meant it. And I don't see him super incredibly often, but it's just it's man. From the little I've played of The Witcher so far, it seems okay. I think I might need to. I heard something about there being different control schemes where it's like the creator of the game wanted Geralt to be really fucking clunky and slow to control because he's like a big bulky dude in heavy armor. Um, but then they were like, dude, this feels like shit. And so after the game was released, they released a patch that allowed a second control type. I don't know if I have to switch to that or anything, but oh my god. The game did feel pretty sluggish. Um, but I barely played past the tutorial, so I can't really make a judgment call. It seemed okay. Seemed fun. Seemed like a gay old time. Who knows? Maybe, open world games. I'm cool with them. Arkham City, Arkham Knight, fucking Sleeping Dogs, fucking Breath of the Wild. Um, I'm all good in the hood with that. Why am I saying that today? God damn it. It's, maybe I'll get really into it. Because I like, alt fantasy. I like a fantasy setting that's not normal, boring ass English Tolkien stuff. Old Welshian nonsense. But yeah, not yet. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Now, this game, my friend, who I play fighting games with, I'll just say his name. His name's Devin. He. I like Marvel 2. He likes Marvel 3. We end up playing Marvel 3 a lot more because in order to play Marvel 2, I would have to load up my laptop and configure the emulator for our fight sticks and then load up PCSX2, get it to the settings I like it to be so that the game looks okay, and that the game runs okay. Uh, So yeah, Marvel, the game feel of Marvel 3 is not as good as Marvel 2. That's all I'm saying. Like, the hit stun does not feel as good. It does not feel as crunchy. There's not a lot of hit stop, I don't feel. Not enough. What are you gonna say about Marvel 3 even? You know? It's Evo. Granted, watching Evo footage of Marvel literally makes me fucking furious to watch. Cause I hate that one. I hate Touch of Death combos. I hate that you can kill a character in a single combo. That's one thing you can afford to Marvel Infinite, is that the game's not as broken. But you know, that's the thing. That's the one. That's the fucking thing right there. You know, not that I'm at that level of skill where that would actually Marvel will not matter when I'm playing Marvel 3, but you know, the game's got a really appealing art style, as everyone has already said about it. Virgil's in it. That's cool. He's good. Rocket Raccoon was in it before Rocket Raccoon was ever popular. Remember back when they could make cool, interesting choices with Marvel versus Capcom? Before it became a fucking MCU side bitch to be fucked once and then thrown away to die? I don't know, man. Nah, man, Marvel 3 is fun enough, but there's not enough characters in the game that I like. I'm much more familiar and comfortable with more of the characters in the other Marvel games. Uh, Ultra Street Fighter 4. Now, this I will say specifically about Ultra Street Fighter 4, it sucks that it only got 1 year at Evo. It only got 1 year, I think. It could have been 2. Did Street Fighter 5 come out in fucking... What I'm saying is that Ultra Street Fighter 4, as the culmination of 6 years of Street Fighter 4, you know, getting more characters and rebalances and all that, the fact that the final edition, the final culmination of Street Fighter 4, did not get that much time in the big tournaments before being replaced by Street Fighter 5, I thought that kind of sucked. I didn't really like that. But the game itself is fun, but you know, and the roster's big. But you know, overall the kinesthetics game feel is okay. It's you kind of don't think about it. It's just passable. It feels fine. A lot of heavy attacks don't feel satisfying though. A lot of animations look weird and stilted. But you know, it just feels safe. It just feels too safe. It doesn't have that much flair. Is my voice going out? Hang on a second. Got my apple cider here from the cider mill where I got my Beanie Babies. Anyway, just gonna take a sip. Right out of the gallon, baby, like a fucking caveman. But yeah, Street Fighter 4 just kind of feels safe. It's fun, but I don't really think about it all that often. Uncharted. This is a collection that I am working my way through. I really want to beat the first game before I go to the next one. Yeah, Uncharted has the first one has some frustrating parts. It is really a game about memorization like enemies will sneak up behind you and it feels cheap and bullshit and gay, and I don't like it. But most of the time the game is pretty fun. But yeah, the enemies are fucking, they don't act normal. If you want to hear someone talk about fucking like you know, Uncharted in depth, you can watch fucking Jeff Thu's video about the series. If you want a more reasoned and researched critical eye into the series. But me, I've only played like most of the first one, so. But I do intend to get to the other ones once I want to play them all in order. Want to get the real ass Nathan Drake experience.